Hey everyone, welcome back to Wedding Wednesday with Kenny and Mari. Today we're talking about, it kind of segues from last week's episode. We're talking about invitations.
My favorite thing is invitations.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I showed you before a lot of different invitation options that I was finding online. What kind of style do you like, or would you like for our invitations?
They're all pretty similar to me. Outside of like the font of the writing and the color, obviously.
I have a bunch of different examples that are nothing alike. So up first are some samples that we got from The Knot. And I got a couple of different items that are actually part of a matching set. So these are a couple of save the dates.
I like that one.
And then the matching invitation is this right here.
I like black and white.
You do? Mm-hmm. I do too. I don't like that this says crazy in love though. I feel like that's...
You could probably put whatever you want.
I don't know actually. I think you can, with The Knot, customize everything, so.
I still like the first one better.
Next up, we've got a stack from Minted. We've got 3 different options from them. This is a full set, so I like that they actually send you an entire suite. Here's the invitation. Thoughts?
I still like the first one.
Really?
I mean, you could switch it, but...
I really like this one. It's monogram, initial, black, white, and gold. Invitation.
I still like the first one.
Oh my gosh. I don't even remember what the first one, oh.
It was the black and white one.
So this one I think you might find fun, interesting.
It feels too Christmas. It looks like Christmas.
Oh, what? But there's tropical plants on it.
I know, but when I see it, it's just red and green. It just looks like Christmas time.
Interesting. I think actually something like this would be more suited for Chicago, where it's going to be an 80s theme.
That exact
Not this
one.
exact pattern, no, but like the colors, like the idea of like the bright bold colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so up next we've got a few local stationer samples. We went to Beacon Lane. I really love the calligraphy on the envelope, first of all. I think that's really pretty.
I can barely read cursive writing anymore. Didn't they get rid of cursive? Like, they don't even teach it anymore, I heard.
They don't. I find that ridiculous.
Well, because no one can read it.
Because no one's learning it anymore.
I couldn't read it back then either.
I really like this one.
Maybe Tide.
Tide?
With the first choice.
Oh, okay, good. I thought this was really cool. It's all like hand-drawn design. Ooh, look at that. So the other details card from the last set was very simple. It had just like barely any information and then had the wedding website on it. This one has a lot more information, like the accommodations, where everything's gonna be held, the addresses, and then the wedding website on the bottom. I think I like this better. Okay, so thoughts on the Chicago set?
I do like that one the best, but I don't know if it makes sense for Puerto Rico.
No.
So I guess I like it, but.
Okay, we'll put it in the yeses, because we do have 2 sets of invitations to pick out.
Or you can text everybody the details.
Well, you'll be in charge of that, because I'm not doing it.
In the near future, that you won't see invitations in the mail. That's my hot take.
I disagree. I don't think it's ever going away. There will always be people who are old school and like prefer the handwritten.
20 years.
Then this last one, this is actually why I found Beacon Lane. I was looking for this kind of invitation specifically. It's a boxed invitation. You open up the box and everything is inside this really pretty box.
This was the one I did like for Puerto Rico, but I think it was pretty expensive to mail these out with the box.
Yes, that is the issue with the boxed invitations, is that they don't count obviously as a regular 60-cent postage letter. Actually, I think the price just went up a few cents, but you would have to mail these as regular post, which is going to be obviously more expensive, especially if you have to send out a lot of them. She said that she thinks it's about $5 per invitation.
What's 5 times 75?
We would not mail 75 because a lot of our guests live together. So you're gonna mail about half of your guest count.
What's 5 times, say, 30?
30. 5 times 3 is 15, so 150.
That's not bad. It's a pair of Jordans.
Oh my God. So you would consider a box invitation then? You think it's an option?
Yeah, I mean, I like for Puerto Rico, I like the coloring and whatnot.
Yeah, I like this. However, I think for our Puerto Rico wedding, it doesn't match the vibe necessarily because we're not doing like a tropical themed wedding. It's not on the beach. It's not going to be decorated with like palm trees and stuff. It's a garden. So that's my only reservation with this. But I do really love the design. That we could like customize this and make
I mean, you could probably do it with an envelope and not the box. The
yes.
same invitation.
Yes, so Beacon Lane does all of their invitation sets can be made into a box or just plain regular envelope.
Box or non-box.
Do you like box or not? Last chunk to go through. These are just kind of random ones that I found on different websites online. Invitation. So it's this clear like paper, thin paper. All this stuff is written on it, and then there's a photo behind it. So you just.
Is that Thomas?
What? I
Hold
kind
on.
of.
It looks
kind
like
of.
this does look like Thomas.
A little bit. Yeah.
Because I seen him wear that hat before.
Do we like the vellum style invitation?
The Thomas invitation.
Sure. Do we like this? Do you like this?
I like that. I like the style.
Okay. Okay. We'll put this with the S's. Next one I liked because it was a different shape. I don't necessarily love this color though.
I don't like it.
Ooh, instant no. Okay.
Nah, it's just.
Look at this.
That's kind of cool.
And then it opens up like that. Ooh, look at that.
I like that one.
You do? I like this too, actually. And this.
We're not very gothic though.
No, but I do like that this opens up because one of the key like focal points of our venue is like that set of doors, the wooden and stone doors that open up like this.
Like it, but not for our stuff.
So no.
It's a no.
Okay. Okay, so this next one is cool because it seems very simple on the front, but then what?
This looks like Becca.
Let me see.
This girl looks like
No, she
Becca from
doesn't.
this.
Maybe a little bit.
From the side. The other picture now.
Yeah, this picture does not look like
But
Becca.
this.
The only thing I don't like is that this is so big. Like it takes up the whole thing. I feel like you could have two separate information panels, like to include a lot more. Especially for ours, which is destination, and people need more information, you know? And there are more photos, which are cute. Thoughts? No?
I mean, it's not better than some of the other ones, I don't think.
This one, the design I don't think is anything special, but the paper is like super thick, which I like. Feel that.
It's thick.
Thick. 2 C's thick. Legit. Like if I got this as an invitation, I'd be like, well, like you know, put some thought into it. Not the design, but just the thickness of the paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last, this is my favorite
What the hell
one.
is this thing?
This is my favorite one. It's an acrylic invitation.
No.
What? I showed you.
No
these
one's
and
gonna
you
save
liked
it. I know. I mean,
Look
it's
how
cool,
thick
but
that is.
let me
It's
see.
like it's beautiful.
I mean, it's cool, but it's just gonna end up in the garbage.
I know. That is the only reason that I would not go for these because they're expensive.
That's the sad part of this whole thing.
Yes,
is
all of this is going
everything
to the trash.
that goes in the garbage 5 seconds after they open it.
Yeah.
Don't people
Because-
like get like one of theirs, like the couple gets one like this made of whatever they send, like an acrylic version?
I've
that
never
they
seen
keep?
that. Is that a thing?
I think so. It's cool.
Couples save like a copy of all of their invitation suite, but I've never seen a couple. Like,
What's the
get
price
this.
on that versus like the regular stuff?
Ooh, yeah.
Is it a
so,
lot?
yes, they're expensive, especially if you go with a thicker acrylic like this. There are thinner ones that are less expensive. I don't even remember how much this was, but it's quite a bit per invitation. And then on top of that, it's heavy. It's not regular letter mail. It's.
Yeah. I mean, it's cool.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I really like how it looks against the black too, like the contrast when they read it. I don't think people would be as quick to throw it away because it is like a physical sturdy thing. I mean, eventually I do think it'll end up in trash, but I wish we could get these. Is this a yes or no?
I think it's a no for us. I mean, it's a yes in general, but
Okay. When I'm looking at the price of things for the wedding, I have a hard time with things that I know are not going to get used again. People are going to throw it away. Favors is another big thing, but we'll talk about that another day. But like this especially, it's all just a bunch of paper, and I have an issue with spending so much on things like this that it's just gonna.
So this comes back to, we could just send a text message to people. Or you get your RSVPs faster. Going back to my last point about how shitty I was about RSVPing, until they actually texted me. If they texted me, I would probably respond right away.
But you already knew about it, so you had time to think about it, or at least have it in your head.
Yeah,
prior,
yeah.
Right? Another point though about doing digital RSVPs, whether it's an email invitation or a text message invitation, is that a lot of people are more likely to like spur of the moment say, yes, I'll be there, and then not show up. So you're paying.
Well, you could do a follow-up.
I mean, but that's what the point of an RSVP is so you tell me yes or no. And
basically what's going to happen is we're going to mail these out. You'll get X amount of responses, and then we'll have to text the others, probably my friends, to see if they're coming or not when we need like the final number situation.
Yeah.
What if I just write out a note to each person? My handwriting's terrible, so they probably couldn't even read it, but I wonder if anybody's ever done that.
I'm sure there has been done. I don't think it's a bad idea, actually. And that brings me to another point, a problem with invitations, because a lot of this I could do myself. Not necessarily the gold foil, but as an avid crafter, and like you've seen in storage, I have literal like boxes of paper and stuff like this that is specifically for this kind of stuff. I know how to do all this. I feel like, oh, why were we gonna spend so much money on this when I could do it myself?
I mean, nothing against invitation makers, of course.
No, yeah.
I mean, it's
I mean, a lot of your more intricate stuff, like the foiling, like stuff like this, I can't do that. But like a basic invitation, I know I can do, and print it and send it out, and it'd be way less expensive. Do we do save the dates or not? A lot of people choose to cut costs and not send a save the date at all. They just send the invitation.
I would say just send the invitation.
I agree, except in our case that we're having a destination wedding and people need to make arrangements ahead of time. So once you send out the invitations, whether digital or physical, do you accept RSVPs digital only or physical only, meaning that they have to mail back the little RSVP card?
I would say you can accept both.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because there are going to be like people who are older, don't know how to use technology. My grandma yesterday asked me how to print something, so I helped her with that.
With our small Puerto Rico wedding, it's almost feels pointless to even do invitations because it's like a family that they already know.
They know all the details pretty much.
You know, if I'm going to handwrite the invitations to everybody.
That's not a bad idea. I actually think that might be really good for the thank you cards. Thank you notes, right? The personalized letters.
That's what you're supposed to do with thank you letters, ain't it?
Yeah, but I mean, most of the time it's going to be like a small little card with like a little blurb. But if I'm talking about like actually taking the time to write like a page, you know, I think that'd be cute. Maybe just for like our immediate family, because they will know that it's a joke. Like we do that, we write out like an invitation and send it like that's the real thing and see what they say.
Yeah, I would do that.
We'll keep you posted on that. That's it for this episode of Wedding Wednesday. Let us know your thoughts on what we discussed, on our opinions. See you next Wednesday.